Greetings, guys and gals. Welcome back here. Welcome back. Joseph James, School of Trade, Sideways Markets. Well, welcome aboard to a shortened week here. We only get a few days this week. We've got July 4th holiday on Thursday. So the 4th of July week is here. I'm not expecting a lot out of this week, guys. I'm expecting some decent opportunities Monday and Tuesday. We get an early close on Wednesday. Everything's closed up on Thursday. Friday's got non-farm payrolls and jobless claims. So if you can't resist, right, if the beautiful weather outside isn't calling your name, then you could trade Friday morning. Just be very careful, though, of trading too late on Friday morning. Happy Monday, though. Hope you guys had a great summertime weekend. Boy, I'll tell you, these summertime weekends, we had a heat wave here in the U.S. over the weekend. Don't forget, when the weather temperatures start to tick higher, you've got to do a great job at keeping your office cool, right? I have an alarm clock that has a temperature gauge on it, and as soon as that temperature gets over 85 degrees Fahrenheit, that's when I start to worry about the temperature in my office. Be aware of that. There are many, many different ways to keep your office cooled: air conditioning, liquid cooling inside of your computers. I have a fan over here behind the monitor setup that will move the air around in this office. Really important this time of year when the weather starts to creep up there, the temperatures start to rise. Remember, there are two big killers of a computer: dust and heat. So if you look underneath my desk right now, I've got my computer tower up off the ground, right, keeping the dust out of it. And again, trying my best to keep the air conditioning in the office running, moving the air around, keeping it cool in here, because as soon as I get over 85 degrees, I'm going to start getting some trouble. And you run the risk of really burning out a lot of the components of your computer. Okay. Now, if you want more information on day trading computers, head over to our website, schooloftrade.com. We have a team here locally that builds all of our computers for us. They are built custom for you. We have built a little computer website there for you guys. You can go check it out. Now, I want to remind you of some important things here before we log into our materials and take a look at how we did today. First things first, head over to the blog, sidewaysmarkets.com. I want to remind you guys about a couple key components. Now, first of all, you guys know, make sure you join the newsletter. Right? Make sure you use all these frequently used links on the side and at the top. There's so much value on this blog, guys. I still have never seen a blog that covers as much information as we cover and give away for free. What we give away for free is that most people will try to charge you thousands of dollars for. So follow the blog, join the newsletter. Two important things I want you guys to be aware of on this blog right now. Two important things, and they're right at the top. The first thing is every morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, my members, you guys have links in the download section for this event. Every morning at 7:30 a.m., Marty Errico from Traders Audio and we do a live crude oil broadcast at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I post my notes. I post the video recap there at about 8 o'clock, 8:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. we start. By 8:30 a.m., that video has been posted. And boy, I'll tell you, if you watch today's video or if you're with us on that call, shoot me an email, JJ at School of Trade, or send Marty an email. That's marty@tradersaudio.com to be welcomed in to join us on that call, Marty at tradersaudio.com. Or you know me, I'm JJ at schooloftrade.com. So come out and see us Monday. This week it'll be Monday through Wednesday. But of course, we're usually here Monday through Friday, and it starts at 7:30 a.m. That's the first thing I want to bring your attention to. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is the release. We are now open for registration for our next trading summit. This trading summit is going to be held in Las Vegas, Nevada on November 21st and 22nd. So we're going back to Vegas, baby. Las Vegas, Nevada, November 21st and 22nd. If you're saying, man, that weekend sounds familiar, what else is going on in Vegas that week? We got the money show, right? The Traders Expo. You can think whatever you'd like about those expos. I personally believe it's a great excuse to get out there, see what's happening in the industry. It's usually not that great, but I'll be honest, it's a great place to join all kinds of other traders that are coming from around the world. Last year at this event, we had traders as far off as Tokyo and Singapore come all the way to Las Vegas for our event. This year, November 21st and 22nd, it's a two-day event, 2 days of classroom, 2 times of having some fun. We got a couple of good social events planned, so networking events. From last year's expo, the feedback that we got was that people loved the classroom and they loved meeting all the other members. So come out and join us. This event is open for members and non-members. All right, check it out. Members, you guys get this for free. All right, all members get all these tickets for free. If you're a non-member, though, we're going to be discussing our trading strategies, our scalping strategies, swing trading strategies, everything I know as a trader. We've got 2 full days of classroom learning in that intense training session. So whether you're a member of mine or you're not a member of mine, come out and see me in Vegas. It's the end of the year, November 21st and 22nd. It's right on the blog there waiting for you. All right. Now, every single morning we put together a morning newsletter, don't we? This blog has a bunch of our charts that we use, but every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, I'm going to log into my course materials. I'm going to use the search box right up top and type in the word newsletter. And you're going to see here all the newsletters that we've put together over the last few weeks. I'm going to use the newsletter for this morning. I leave the old newsletters there, usually a week at a time, just so you can go back and see the detail of each newsletter before. But for the most part today, though, we were using today's newsletter, right? And that was July 1st. Newsletter? What's this thing about a newsletter? Well, our morning newsletter gets posted every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and it's got guidance for crude oil, euro, Russell, and gold. This morning, we traded crude oil and gold today in the live trade room. We were watching for the Russell and for the euro. Didn't get anything off of those or didn't choose to take any of those trades today, but I want to show you some really great examples of how we used the morning newsletter this morning to make educated trading decisions. First things first, let's start with gold. Gold gave us the first early morning opportunity this morning. And again, this is something that we post ahead of time. All of our members are trained how to find this stuff. And I want you guys to keep an eye out here on the reversal zones. The reversal zones marked in red and the reversal zones marked in green. Now, if you're familiar with our newsletter, if you're familiar with these charts, you probably know that we're going to look to buy the reversal zone to the lows, sell the reversal zone at the highs. And remember, we're not just guessing. We're going to wait for price to reverse, and then we're going to take it long. Wait for price to reverse, and then take it short. Okay, so we're not just placing a blind limit order, right, in that reversal zone because it would be a little bit too dangerous. Now, we are researching that right now, but we haven't been able to find a correlation to where we can put a blind limit order to buy there yet. But I'll be honest, I'm working on it, though. So here we are now. I've got everything defined. At 7 a.m. this morning, we are right in the middle of the range here on gold. See me right in the middle right here? Okay, now that I'm in the middle, now let's fast forward, and you can see for yourself just how accurate our prediction was. And you're going to see 4 opportunities to buy this reversal zone. Here comes your first one, right? So there's your first one. Now, it may not look like a huge move, but look at the size of this move. Remember, this is a 5-minute chart. So when you're scalping this thing, you can see here this move itself, right? This is a 30-tick move. That's $300 per contract. One contract trader made $300 on that first trade. Not a bad way to kickstart the day. The second time we bounced, you'll see it again right here. Bounced again. There's your second chance. Watch closely. You'll get your third chance right here. And then the fourth chance, this was the one that I participated on. I was busy doing prep earlier this morning. We participated in the last 2, and look what happens in the last 2. Right? The last one here just blows right through it. So here's an example where I know I'm going to be buying that reversal zone. First one, not so great. Second one, yep, another, plus 30-tick winner. Third one, much bigger winner that time, and the fourth one was the home run. So, Joe, we can do this every time it reverses? Absolutely, guys. The minute you see that reversal zone hold and we start to go higher again, you better believe it. I'm buying pullbacks. So that was the first thing that we used this morning was we knew we were trying to buy that 1236.5 to 1238 range on gold this morning. As you can see, wasn't perfect the whole time, but boy, did this make us some great money here later on in the morning session once we got this big jump up. Now, take a look at the next chart here. The next chart here I want to show you is an entry chart for gold. And this was a great example. Now, don't cheat, don't cheat. What did we see here on gold? We found a price wedge. And members, If you're saying right now, my members are probably saying, oh, I saw this already all morning. You're right. We traded this wedge. Well, it is our job, right? Like our job this morning depended on it. We knew this wedge was going to be in play. We had the lower highs. We had the higher lows. And for all you new traders out there, take out your notebook because this is going to be one of the best lessons I can possibly teach you. And that is the minute you find that price wedge, now is your time to get into sell highs and buy lows mode, right? That's what we're doing next. So we found the price wedge. I'm going to sell the highs of the wedge, just like I will buy the lows of the wedge. Stay the heck out of those middles. We avoid the middle, we sell the highs. Here's the first one coming up. We're going to bounce off the highs. These are actually Fibonacci specific zones, these boxes you're seeing here. All right, I'm not going to go over the specifics we use to find those, but these are Fibonacci-based levels. First short you can see here is an easy winner. Go all the way down to the lows now. Take your profit, right? Take that profit off at the low. You can see first trade at the highs, easy money. Second trade here now at the lows, easy money. Take that profit back at the highs. Where do you think we're going next? Absolutely. Sell those highs. We're going right back down to the lows. Guys, it doesn't get much better than that. One last shot here to buy. Now you'll notice it's getting a little bit narrow now, and we talked about this in the trade room today. Once we get to this point where this becomes very narrow in range, we're going to wait now for a breakout. So I'll trade up and down while we get a wide wedge, but once we see this thing start to deteriorate, again, you're going to see right here, it's going to break out. Right, and we knew that was coming right about then. We knew we didn't have a lot more room here on this wedge here. So we weren't ready to take that short anyways. We had made some pretty good money, buying, selling. Now, here's a fantastic example. I want you guys to remember this. How do we know when to trade a breakout of a price wedge? What was that? Exactly. We've got to be breaking above. We have to have a new higher high above that wedge. So there's my wedge high. Now watch what happens here. This is an incredible example. I want you to mark up that high right here. And remember, we call this a reversal line. It's also called an inflection point. What's an inflection point mean? It means what was resistance becomes support. Ever heard of that before? That was resistance overhead. Well, Joe, doesn't that resistance become support when I break that resistance? Absolutely. So does that mean what I think it means? That means as long as I can break out above, I can then buy a pullback? Absolutely. Members, log into your course materials, run into that intermediate section. We're talking about the wedges, the advanced course section on your trade setups, and watch that video tutorial on the wedge right now. Extremely powerful. We have to know the difference between a breakout and a true breakout. In other words, if I just go higher here, I'm going to sell this and bring it right back down in. But if this bad boy keeps going, I'm going to buy that pullback. Now the key here is I do not want to buy below that high level right there, because if I get in long below it, what is it again? It's now resistance again. So I want to get long. In this case, it's above that 1243. Watch what a great example we saw here on gold today. We break out and we fail. Now watch what happens though. It's going to keep on going. Remember, that's not the way that I want. This is the wave that I want right there. Look at how perfect that wave ended up coming. A picture perfect example today, and you can see the chart snapshot right below this video on the blog today. Perfect example of how I'm going to sell the highs, buy the lows, sell the highs, buy the lows. Once you do that a few times, you've made a killing off of that wedge. Price breaks out to a new higher high. Don't get fooled by a fake out breakout. Make sure you get that entry exactly where we described it, right? Get it above that, what we call a reversal line. But in all reality, it was simply the resistance overhead that's now turned into support. Again, don't forget, all of these boxes you're seeing right here, these are all Fibonacci-based zones. I'm not just guessing where those areas are. Members, don't forget, those are our trigger zones. And you're going to see here, this thing is going to take off like it's nobody's business. It just keeps on going. By the end of the morning here this morning, we had made a lot of money off of gold today. Members, you guys had 4, 5, 6, 7 different opportunities to take these trades on gold today. congratulations. Excellent job on gold this morning. We don't oftentimes get such easy trading on gold, but this morning was a great example of it. How about that black gold, right? The old crude oil futures, right? Let's jump to crude now. Crude oil is trading on the 813 contract right now. Guys, don't forget, every morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, head over to the blog, that crude oil squawk and prep. We do every morning at 7:30. This morning, if you were paying attention this morning, listen in. What did I say today? This morning I said I'm looking for a possible short-term selling opportunity, long-term buying opportunities. With our members in our live trade room this morning, our live trade room opens up at 8 a.m. Eastern time. With our members in the live trade room, my exact words were, you've got to be buying pullbacks right now on crude oil. Look at the bull channel. Is there anything easier than this? Step number 1, find direction. Step number 2, find the price levels. Step number 3, find the entry pattern. Right? So here we are now in a very easy to see bullish channel. The first thing out of my mouth this morning was, well, make sure you rub the guy's head for good luck. But the second thing out of my mouth this morning, I'm kidding with you guys. First thing out of my mouth this morning was, we got to be buying pullbacks on crude. So we were looking to buy pullbacks on crude oil all morning this morning. And you know how we do this, guys. We use multiple time frames. Anchor chart tells me what direction. Medium term 5-minute chart tells me price levels. We didn't need anything else besides that anchor chart and an entry chart. Here's a 13 range chart. Now remember, what's the scenario? The scenario is we're rising higher. We're trending higher on the anchor chart. Does it make any sense for me to look short? No. So I get that right off the plate. I don't need to worry about that. I want you to see 2 important clues on this chart. One is location of the previous low of day. Follow me down bottom here. Look in the lower left-hand corner. And I want you to see how the early bird really got the worm this morning, guys. I want you to go into your advanced course under our trade setups. That's right. We got over a dozen trade setups listed in that advanced course. I want you to learn about that inside-out setup. The inside-out setup says that when we break out below a range or above a range and fail, there's a very high likelihood that we are going to now go from top to bottom or bottom to top of that range. That was the first easy clue this morning that we were going to be bullish, and most likely we're going to head all the way up to the previous high of day. The second clue that we saw today was the previous high of day. And the fact of the matter is, we broke right above that previous high of day, and we got above the previous high of day. Remember, I treat my previous highs and previous lows just like a market profile trader would treat their value area high and value area low. Above the previous high, just like above the value area high, I'm bullish, and vice versa. So we know that we saw the inside-out setup at the lows of the range. We break right through the top of the range. Guys, this is easy as pie. We're looking to buy pullbacks already. We knew the long-term trend was higher, and you're going to see those pullback trades right here. Now, we get in about 8 o'clock, so we weren't in the earlier morning. You can see a pullback trade there, a pullback trade there. Again, like I said, the early bird got the worm this morning. I took, along with you guys here, these last 2 trades here, A, B, C. There's your first buy right there. Notice how the buy signals make it so easy to take. Guys, what do you think? Can you come in each morning or at least a few hours a week with me? Can you wait for me to tell you the direction? And then can you wait for me now to tell you exactly what I'm looking for in this trade? We had a buy zone right here. And once we saw price go into that buy zone, look at how easy this is. Are you kidding me? Take the signal when it hits the buy zone. I don't think it gets much easier than that, guys. I'm going to tell you to buy long. I'm going to tell you look for this area to get long. And you don't even need to listen for my voice next. All you need to wait for is for that big fat green arrow. Guys, it's as easy as falling off a horse. I tell you direction. I tell you where to look for that arrow. Can you keep those eyeballs open and see that arrow? Can you trade with less than 5% risk to your account? I'll teach you all this stuff as a member, guys, but look at how easy it is. If you can't make money shadow trading with me in the room, guys, something's wrong. We need to find some new glasses for you. Okay, there's your first trade. Now look closely, though, because this first trade is going to give you a symmetry sell zone. Look at that. If I go A to B, and if A to B equals C to D, now we know exactly where it's going to go up to D. Look at how accurate the prediction was for that final profit target but then more importantly, to expect a reversal off those highs. Now, we were focused on trading long this morning. So we saw the first pattern, ABC. There's your first entry long, 96.75. The second trade, though, made a new higher high. That becomes the A, the B. There's another pullback, and once again, another trade. Guys, it doesn't get any easier than this. There's your entry long right there. Again, can you use those eyeballs of yours to see that green arrow? I'll tell you direction to trade. I'll tell you exactly where to be looking for the green arrow. All you have to do is listen and then focus on that area right there, and you can see right there, bam, right up there, we test the symmetry sell zone. That was all we needed there to make our money on crude today. A very, very good day trading crude oil futures. And many of our non-members may have shied away from this market today. Guys, even though the volume was a little bit low this morning, we did have some very big clues from gold and from crude oil. Now, the Russell right now, I'm waiting for that Russell to pull back. The euro went from bottom all the way to top. It was a fantastic Monday. I'm going to be here Monday and Tuesday this week, and then I'm headed out of town like the rest of the world, I have a feeling, for the 4th of July holiday. Be careful on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week, and don't forget, register now for your Members Summit in November. Don't forget to register for your free trial or come join us as a member, and we'll give you guys that morning newsletter every morning. That morning newsletter is posted every morning, and don't forget to use that blog. The blog has got a ton of great resources on it, including today's crude oil prep video recap. That's all I got for now, guys. Remember, I'm gonna teach you this. I'm gonna teach you how to fish so you can never be hungry ever again. You got to learn it first so you can earn it. We'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.